Right, morning everybody. I just wanted to welcome you to the UTC Leeds, obviously here today, and welcome everybody from industry, and thank you actually, because the UTC Leeds wouldn't exist without your input. And I want to remind you as the students why that's so important. If you think about the employability skills that you study on a daily basis, they were not made up by the staff alone at this college. They were designed in collaboration with leaders in industry, and we have some apprentices with us here today as well. So when you are getting graded at bronze, silver and gold for your employability skills, remember, regardless of whether that was about creativity, ingenuity, teamwork, whether it's about resilience or problem solving, they were all designed in collaboration with people from industry, because that's what they're looking for when they employ somebody. Also remember your projects at Key Stage 4 here and Key Stage 5. They are also linked to projects that we are given from our industry partners. So it's not just about getting the qualifications, it's about ensuring that you get the skills that are needed out there in industry to ensure that we are contributing to the talent pipeline in the Leeds and Yorkshire area. And then ultimately what that leads to is, yet again this year, we are very proud of the fact that we are 0% NEET. So what that means is every single one of our students has gone on to employment, apprenticeships or university. And that couldn't have been achieved without our links with our industry partners. So a big thank you and a big welcome to UTC Leeds. Thank you.
Thanks, Mr. Burnham. Morning, everybody. Yes, get in, right. Every time we mention Leeds Manufacturing Live, we want a bit of a cheer and everything. Is that all right? Because I need waking up this morning. Okay, hi. Okay, right. Welcome to Leeds Manufacturing Live. Hey, get in, right. Okay, huge and fabulous, fantastic to the didactic establishment that is the UTC for hosting us. You can look that word up later, you're the clever ones, all right? Let's also have a great hello to the students here. We couldn't fit in, so we got quite a few students that are online already, so just say, hiya, all right, hey, to everybody, all right, okay. My name's Craig Burton. I've worked in manufacturing as a recruiter for 30 years, but I'm also, as of Monday, your ambassador for people in Leeds. And it's my job now to ensure that your job has fair pay, good prospects, good conditions, and that we're happy to work in a city like Leeds. So I work for Leeds City Council as well, okay? So this is where our future talent begins, and that's you lot. Today, you get a chance to ask, question, and grill some employers, some of the people who just sat, where you are, which is some of our students here, some of our apprentices, some of the people that sat where you are a couple of years ago, okay? Let's think of it as a Dragon's Den in reverse, all right? You get to ask the questions, okay? It's about a future and a real career in our regions of manufacturing industries. Leeds has got one of the most diverse, interesting economies in the world. Leeds is known as a city of 1,000 trades, precisely because of the diversity in what we do and make here. Well, hopefully, and that's up to you, because it's really important, this bit, and the students and the question masters that we've got today, to make sure that we don't leave today without you having the questions answered by, let's say, a fair and good example of what we do and the employers here, okay? So let's introduce your panel. In fact, no, let's make it a little bit Dragon's Den style. You can introduce yourselves. Chris.
Hello, I'm Chris Black from Sound Leisure. I'm the Managing Director. We're based in Crossgate, and we manufacture jukeboxes.
Hi, I'm Alice Graham. I'm an apprentice maintenance mechanic at Ag for Graphics in Seacroft.
Hi, I'm Matt. I'm a cabinet maker at Sound Leisure, and that's in Seacroft as well, and Crossgates even.
Hi, Ben Wilson from MPM.
Jessica Sugden from MPM, apprentice.
I'm Travis Flynn. I'm a leading operator from Eco Safety Group.
I'm James Byers. I'm the Internal Sales Executive and Project Coordinator for Brandon Medical in Morley.
Morning everyone, I'm Dave Noble. I'm the Production Manager at ESG based in Seacroft in Leeds, and we make safety equipment for commercial and emergency vehicles.
Hi, I'm Graham Hall. I'm chairman of Brandon Medical in Morley. We manufacture equipment for operating theatres and critical care units.
Thanks, Graham. Anybody heard of any of these businesses before? Whoa, get in. Great. That's more than usual. Okay. So this is just an example. 4 organisations of over 1,796 companies in Leeds. Okay. So, right. We're also joined by about 1,000 students online right now. Oh, no nerves. And over about 40 schools. Okay. So it's not just us here. So we're a big community this morning. Right. Shall we get kicked off? Who's got the first question? The gem. Oh, can you shout?
What is the typical career path for someone in your job?
Okay. Chris? Chris?
I think from my career, from leaving school, I didn't really leave with any great education, in all honesty. So I left school at 16, and I did go through what would be known now as an apprenticeship with our business. And the nice thing with manufacturing businesses, there's a lot of scope out there. So I came in on the manufacturing side, but then I went on to a service side for the business. I progressed into sales, and over the 30 odd years I've been there, I'm now managing director. So there's a lot of different opportunities in manufacturing. It's not just about getting your hands dirty. We still need accountants, we still need salespeople, we need designers, we need manufacturers on the shop floor.
Great.
But there's a lot of different places.
So that's it. So work hard, Graham. That's the thing, isn't it there?
Yeah.
Chris even. Right. Okay, so just to break things up a little bit, we've got a little bit of film for you. And just watch this.
Before, I never thought about manufacturing. 18 months later now, I never thought that I'd be studying a level 5 operational management degree.
ESG is a global manufacturer of safety and emergency solutions for vehicles.
We manufacture light bars for all the police cars around the world. I never knew anything like that was in Leeds.
There are 700 people working for us worldwide. 300 of those are here in Leeds.
I love the people I work with, I love the environment. There's constantly something to do.
It's never boring. Every day is a different task to do, different challenges.
Since joining the team, I've been made to feel very, very welcome.
People coming from different backgrounds, nationalities, everyone is welcome.
When a police car goes past with the sirens on, we made that and I contributed to that. So I think that's something I'm proud of.
ESG is part of 1,800 manufacturers in Leeds.
It's fantastic to learn that there's a thriving manufacturing presence in Leeds.
What manufacturing does? You will have in about 40 minutes. Okay. Another question, please. Gentleman over there. You can shout, can't you? All right. Oh, look at that, eh? Technology. Of course.
What do you say is the most rewarding part about your career?
Ooh.
I think for myself, working in the medical industry, it's knowing that the products that we develop are going to help other people. We're putting together good products and good solutions. We're helping people not just in the UK but around the world, knowing that the input that I have and the work that I put in is helping people, wherever they are, in order to live better lives, essentially.
Thank you. Ben?
Most rewarding? Most rewarding, a bit like Chris. I started in manufacturing on the shop floor, making stuff, and went through pretty much every department and then became MD. And I think it's the people side of it, the opportunities that you can create for people. You know, it is all to do with what you make, like the medical stuff. You know, some of the stuff we do, caravans, pizza ovens. People get enjoyment out of them, but for me, the most rewarding part is the people side of things.
Brilliant, thank you. Next question, please.
What made you choose your career path?
Ooh. Should we have one of our apprentices? There we go.
Mine's a little bit different to some other people's career paths. When I was your age, I didn't know what I was going to do, and I didn't know what manufacturing was, a lot like you guys. So I joined ESG with an open mind, and I really enjoyed it and stuck at it. And now I'm able to progress through the company, learn new things, new skills, meet great people, and not only that, now enroll onto an apprenticeship and start a great career in manufacturing.
Okay. Jess, have you got something you want to say about that?
About my career path?
Yeah.
It's not what I intended to do.
That's interesting, yeah. Probably goes for most of us, doesn't it?
Yeah,
that?
I've got
Go on.
an A-level in art, a A-level in media, AS in chemistry.
And you enjoying what you do?
Yeah.
Well, there you are.
I didn't even know
Fantastic.
didn't even know procurement existed until.
There you go.
started
Anybody know what
at
procurement
MPM.
is?
No.
What is it?
Just his posh word for
Purchasing, all right.
Purchasing's
getting the good
like
price, making
swearing
sure
in
you're not,
procurement.
making sure you're getting the things into the right price. Graham, you got?
I think probably like lots of people. I followed some of what my family did. My family were in manufacturing, and I sort of went into that originally to earn a bit of money, just in my holidays. And actually, I enjoyed it, really enjoyed it. I was going to go to university, but I took a year out and did an apprenticeship. Then went to university. The thing I really enjoyed was going from being an engineer. I made electronic products. I went and worked in the car industry for a while, making cars. And then ended up with my family buying our own business, which is the business I work in now, Brandon Medical. So the career path went from sitting where you are now, doing my exams, getting my grades, did that apprenticeship, I went to university, so I did both sides of that. And then my career path developed through engineering to engineering management. I've done design work, all sorts of different things. I think the great thing about manufacturing is the breadth of career opportunities it opens. And probably in the latter part of my career now, but I think of all the different things I've done, and it's been fantastic. Starting out in manufacturing actually opened up corridors in design, in export sales. I've travelled the world, so I think at your stage you're choosing a career that leaves a wide range of opportunities open to you, and lots of things will come up if you start a career in manufacturing.
That's great, isn't it? So that gives you an idea of the diversity, and that you can jump from one thing to another, and get a real good. If you don't like something, you can maybe change something else in the manufacturing industry. Okay, next question, please.
Why would I want to work for your company?
Oh, that's a question. Who's going to answer that one? My colleague here. Go on. Why do I want to work for your company?
It's not just my company; it's all the manufacturing companies. But it's a great career progression. Like we've all said, you can come in at any level that you move into the business, and there's so many avenues to progress through. And some companies are global, like ESG. So you've got career progression in other countries, if that's something of interest to you. And a lot of people don't realise that with manufacturing, that there is so much of it in Leeds itself. And once you're into that industry, the roles, purchasing, engineering roles, marketing, sales, customer service, it opens up a world of opportunities for young people. And your growth, you can advance yourself, your own personal well-being, what you learn from working with people, and you can make a better life for yourself and your family. Some of the salaries that are based in manufacturing, they're highly competitive now with other industries. So it's a good career path, a good choice for you to make.
Right. You mentioned money there, that's good, isn't it, as well? 'Cause that's
It's
why we
always
get out there,
a tempter, is money.
Right. Ben, how much fun? Why should I come and work in your business?
I'm slightly biased, but yeah, we've got an awesome team. I do believe that we spend a lot of time at work, so we spend a lot of time working on the culture and happiness within the business. So it's apprenticeships, like somebody else has said. You got marketing, accountancy. There's a lot of things out there, not just making stuff on the shop floor. I loved working on shop floor every day. I appreciate the fact that I did, because it means that I understand the business. I understand what everybody has to go through within their working day. But in all seriousness, we've got an awesome team. So if somebody wanted to come and work at MPM, that's why. And Jesse's a big part of that.
See, you can have fun at work in manufacturing as well. That's interesting. Next question.
What opportunities are available for progression within your company?
Could you just repeat that? Sorry.
What opportunities are available for progression against your company?
Right, okay. Where's it going? Where does it lead to? Can anybody... here we are. Cabinet maker, that's what we want.
Well, I came in as not knowing anything about cabinet making. Then I got put on an apprenticeship. Then when I qualified for that, I got to do more advanced bespoke work, and now I'm supervisor of our department. And there's still jobs above mine. I can become manager, and then from there I'm not too sure. But it's my job. Yes, his job. Yeah.
Okay, can you just explain what's cabinet making? Does everybody know what cabinet making is? Right, interesting. What's cabinet making?
It's like carpentry, joinery, anything to do with wood, really.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah. You know those really beautiful things that you think, how did they get that curve and that shine? Yeah, there you are. Ta-da. Right, okay, right. Anybody else got?
Yeah. At ESG, one of our mottos is it's one team, one mission. It's about working together and as teamwork, and developing each other and helping people to progress. People is our biggest asset in our organisation. So when you come in, and no matter what level you start your career at, and we employ over 100 people in production roles, and we generally take young people from schools, colleges, who don't want to go on to be academic qualified or apprenticeships. And a lot of those people can go on, and through hard work, through developing themselves, they go on to, like Travis, they go on to apprenticeships, can even go on to university and degree courses. And throughout all that time, it's about progressing and learning. And they progress higher up the ladder, and with that becomes more challenges, more responsibility, more accountability. And it's fun, it's learning. And you're advancing yourselves. And you go into different areas of the business. And as you grow yourself, you develop, and you learn more about how business works. And you might be sat there thinking, now, what am I going to do with myself? And like you've heard most of us say, we've kind of all fell into manufacturing in one way or another. But when you get there, it's really down to you, to how hard that you work and the effort that you put in. And you can go right to the top. You've listened from 2 or 3 managing directors who have worked their way all the way to the top. You know, so the career progression, it can be quick, it can take a number of years, but it's all down to the commitment and hard work that you can put in. But it's rewarding the fun and you know, what you get out of being able to work with people.
Great, thanks for that. Quickly, career progression. Where does it go from the beginning to the end, Chris? You know that.
Yeah, I think one of the things with apprenticeships is you're part of a team, and I think one of the main things is even there is a progression, but I think the thing is to realise how important you are from day one. So we've just set 2 apprentices on in the last 6 weeks, working under Matt, and they're building machines now within 6 weeks, which means they're doing a fantastic job. They've come in, but everybody is part of that team. It's like having a football team without a goalkeeper. When you're in there, you could be the goalkeeper that saves the winning goal, and it really does make a big difference.
Thanks, Chris. You make some really interesting stuff, don't you? And we'll come on to sort of how interesting, or maybe not what we think interesting in manufacturing. Okay, we're going to come on to that. We're going to show another film now. Are you ready?
RSM got involved with the Leeds Manufacturing Festival because we have a lot of manufacturing clients in the Leeds region. We're heavily involved in the sector, and it's the right thing to do.
For us, it's about futures, it's about talent pipelining. So if we're talking to young people now and the influencers around those young people, it makes sense to be involved and share a few of the contacts and a bit of the love.
We have an office here in Leeds, and we also have a manufacturing sector with a number of manufacturing clients. The LMF gives us the opportunity to be able to support something that is tackling some of the big issues that manufacturers are having, such as the skills gap.
This is a fantastic opportunity for the college. We know manufacturing is a huge growth, and it's an area that we need to service, and we need to make sure that the youth of today are trained to get them ready for the new opportunities that are available in the Leeds city area.
Young people need to know that manufacturing is a great sector that has brilliant career opportunities for them to take on in their futures.
We do some amazing things in Leeds, but nobody talks about it because we don't see it happening. Leeds Manufacturing Festival is absolutely key if we want Leeds to continue being one of the great manufacturers in the world.
It's a great showcase for your business. From what we've heard, Graham's brilliant at trying to help you get the most out of the festival, and it's a good thing to do for the region.
If we can change some people's perceptions of manufacturing, if we can get some people talking about manufacturing, being excited and enthused about manufacturing, it's really important. Of course it is.
Let's work together to really brighten the prospects for employers and young people in our region. Thank you very much.
We're going again. Hey! Did you see that lady on there with the silver hair? Did you see her? That's Tracy. Runs, what's Tracy's firm called again? Dale Tech. I think she's sort of the Ariana Grande of electronics in Leeds, is Tracy. She gets everywhere. Okay, right, welcome back to Leeds Manufacturing Live. That's it, thank you very much. Right, okay. Right, show of hands who wants to hear more. Get in, we're getting somewhere. Right, remember, Leeds has got 1,800 interesting, diverse manufacturing businesses. If you had Bradford, Dewsbury, let's have Batley in there as well as Wakefield, okay? We've got about 5,000 manufacturing organisations in our region, okay? We've got over 26,000, sorry, go do that. Okay, over 26,000 people just in Leeds alone working manufacturing, okay? So, plenty of vacancies, plenty of really good careers. We've just heard about career progression, how we start, and we're going to hear a little bit more about that. Okay, I've just got a question. Somebody's on YouTube. Can you believe it? We've got somebody on YouTube that's asking us a question. Does everyone have access? Chris, you can have this one. Are you ready? Does everyone have access to companies through an apprenticeship in manufacturing, or are there other routes into your organisation?
I think there's...
Do I have to go through an apprenticeship?
You don't have to, no.
Right, okay.
But what we do, we prefer people to, but
right.
It's not.
Okay.
It depends what the skill is and where they're working.
Okay. Why would you prefer them to come through an apprenticeship as opposed just come as an hourly paid
once again,
employee?
it depends. If you're doing a skilled job like Matt's doing, it's something that really you've got to do an apprenticeship.
Yeah.
If you're working on the shop floor where you're bolting bits together, you don't need to.
Right,
so there are two options, really.
Right, so it depends
on the job.
It depends how techie you want to get and how quickly you want to progress your career, I suppose. So an apprenticeship route, you're still kind of learning, aren't you, with an apprenticeship?
You are,
okay, so you get better learning through an apprenticeship. Yeah. Okay, Graham, what do you think? So you do some really technical stuff there. Can I just... Do I have to get an apprenticeship with you, or can I just come and work?
No, there's we've got jobs for people who want to come and do probably the less technical roles in the business to start off with. But it's interesting, people come into the business, they work in that level. Maybe they're sick of education and they just want to get a job and earn some money. But actually, coming and working for a business, you actually get an interest in life. You're making things, you see what other people are doing. Actually, it's amazing how many people actually then go on to a career path. So they come in not as apprenticeships, but actually they go on to training programs, because for each person that we have, we try to develop them to the best of their capability. It's in our interest as a business to do that, because we want to get better and better people. And there's a cycle to things. As you go through life, people move through, people retire, and we've always got to keep filling up the pipeline with new people who learn new skills all the time.
Right. So you might be almost as old as me, Graham. Okay, so at one point you'll be retiring, won't you? So sometimes we look at apprenticeships, don't we, to actually come on and because we need people to run our businesses at some point as well. So that's how we get people sometimes. Ben, Mr. Mouldman, how do we go on with MPM?
I think for me it's all about attitude. If somebody comes and wants a job, then that's fine. If somebody comes and wants an apprenticeship, then that's great. But some of our best guys haven't gone through an apprenticeship route. They've come and asked for a job because they're good at working with their hands. School's not for everybody. I certainly didn't like it. And I think you can come out of the academic system and find that you're a lot more intelligent than what school makes you out to be, because you're just pretty good at working with your hands. So our production leader's been with us 9 years. He'd kill me if I put him through an MVQ or apprenticeship, It's just not his thing. He don't want to be sat in a room full of people. He'll learn and he'll learn as much as he can from, you know, people like myself in his leadership role. Whereas Jess finished her MVQ and then went on to find out about a level 4 in procurement, but she came with all the information and said, I'd really like to do this, but it's going to cost this. I couldn't not have put her through it because she'd had some vavavoom and gone out and got that info and wanted to go on to progress herself.
So that's interesting. Sometimes you can maybe join an organisation and go on then to do something apprenticeship or go on to do some further learning there. So the important thing is finding somewhere that's interesting, you like to work. Another question that came in through YouTube. I didn't even know we're on YouTube. That's a bit fabulous, isn't it? So something that came from YouTube is, why would I go into an apprenticeship as opposed to going to university?
Mine will be quick and simple. If you go to university, you'll come out with debt. Go to an employer and let them pay you. Get paid while you learn.
Right. Anybody thought about going to university yet? Right, that's a good show of hands. Okay, which is interesting. We work at universities as well, and there's all sorts of different routes. So it just shows that there are lots of different routes to go. Okay. Next question, please. Dragon's Den, remember? Say what you want.
So, if I were to, in theory, come to one of your businesses, be employed and then gain a couple of years of experience and or qualifications, and then if I decided it wasn't quite for me, how versatile would those qualifications and experience be in acquiring other jobs?
That's an interesting question. Okay, so if they come to you and they kind of think they don't like you, Chris, or they don't like the job, all right, or is there an opportunity to kind of transferable skills? Where would I go from, as a young person, where would I go from sound leisure, for instance? What other opportunities?
Yeah, I mean, once again, I'll use Matt as is with us. I mean, if Matt decided that he didn't like building jukeboxes, he can then go into any other woodworking, skilled job. And what Matt's building is probably about as difficult as you can find anywhere. Metalworking, electronics design. If you're doing any of this, there's other companies that'll be building something that's maybe cooler than where you're working, right. So you can move around. Yeah.
Interesting. I spoke to an electrician, a guy electrician. He trains as an electrician in Leeds, and he's now working on a big oil plant in Dubai. So who'd have thought? He was from Beeston. Okay, so that's that career progression. That's how you can change. So diversity, get some real skills. Anybody else got a burning answer to that work? So Graham, where might I go from? Sorry, I keep putting you right on that spot, don't I?
Skills, qualification, and experience are all transferable. And when I'm looking at recruiting somebody, I look at all those three factors. As apprentices, young people, you're setting on your journey. You're about to learn all three of them, and experience sometimes can count more than qualifications. But the qualification is what gets you the place at the interview table in most cases. So as an apprentice, it's more learning skills straight from a young age, straight from school. Going on to university is acquiring more of the academic skills, not so much hands-on. Although in university you will still do quite a lot of hands-on, some work experience, maybe a year out at a company. So the apprenticeship route is to get in there, and like Ben said, you're not, going into debt straight away. Hopefully, you're earning some money as well, and good companies will pay more than the apprenticeship minimum wage because we want to develop you. So, and all the time you're gaining that one most important skill, experience, with that apprenticeship.
You're talking about money again, aren't you? It's important, isn't it?
It is. It's important.
Okay. So that's interesting, is it? So some of the stuff that you're learning right now, and when you leave here and from Monday morning, some of the stuff that you're going to do, which is they're already transferable skills and going to help bolster you deciding what you're going to do when you leave full-time education, which is quite interesting. Next question. Oh, come on, look at me. My glamorous assistant here.
Was manufacturing ever your original job, what you wanted to do as a job?
Oh, that's it. Do you know what they say? So manufacturers, they say that if you're 4 years old and like your gran asked you, what are you going to do when you leave school? Does anybody have? My gran used to ask me that all the time. And sometimes if it relates to what you're doing right now, is probably, and you're really happy, sometimes it's that. So come on.
Well, my gran said I ought to be a vicar because she'd never be out of work.
Or a barber.
But yeah, actually I wanted to be manufacturing since yeah, probably I was about 14. I did a little bit of work in my holidays in a manufacturing plant, and I really enjoyed it. I really enjoyed the people, I enjoyed the variety. And if I think about all the things I've done through my life, the thing that gives me the biggest buzz is actually making stuff. I used to work in a car factory, and actually if I was having a bad day, I'd go down and watch all the cars rolling off the end of the line, the things that we were making. You know, making things that people enjoy, people want, people appreciate. I really enjoyed that creativity, that making stuff, and I didn't want to do anything else.
Can we have one of our apprentices here decide what we... Who's not really... Alice, come on. I love your hair, by the way.
Thanks.
Alice has got green hair, if you can't see Alice. It's fantastic.
Well, I did decide fairly early on that, like, not necessarily manufacturing, but like working with my hands. Like, I was about 4 or 5 when like my granddad let me watch him in his workshop, and about 8 or 9 when he let me actually start using machinery. So I did decide quite early on that I wanted to work with my hands. I wanted to like make things, fix things. I was known for like taking things apart and putting them back together when I was younger. Not necessarily always with great succession, but so like I did like waver like growing up and think other careers might be what I wanted to do, but it was always something I came back for. And obviously in Leeds, it's a very like there's a good environment for it, and it was something that you could find information on, and people were willing to talk about it.
Great. So Alice, so you knew you wanted to do something with your hands and something that was practical, and you knew you were good at that, whether it works when you put it back together or not. How did you get into doing what you do? What route from education? How did you end up doing what you do now?
I did a year at A-level, decided it wasn't for me after a year, and moved to college. I did a PEO.
What's a PEO?
Performing Operation Engineering course.
Acronyms, there we go. Great, okay. Yeah, got that.
At college, and from there found that course is also can be the first year of an apprenticeship. So when I went and applied for a load of apprenticeships, I'd come in after doing the first year of some apprenticeships, and through there I've now done my BTEC, and I'm working on my HNC.
Are you happy?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. It's important, isn't it? You're happy in your work. Okay. Next question, anybody?
What key skills do you look for in an employer?
Ooh. What are we saying? What key skills, or maybe what kind of as an employee, and as attributes, I suppose. For skills and attributes, what do you look for in somebody? They're not going to turn up with a degree in engineering with day one, are they? So.
No, we're young people. You look for enthusiasm, interested people, who want to be there, who are showing willing, turn up dressed smart for an interview, presentable, interested, have taken some time to learn about your organisation. So you're looking for people who want to progress, who want to become part of your company, part of your team, and help your business to grow and want to develop themselves.
Great. So that's about attitude we're on about there, aren't we? Attitude, look smart, feel smart, get the job. You're smart, Ben. What do you look for in people?
I think every employer's the same. They look for the enthusiasm and a positive attitude, and just having a bit of va-va-voom. Jess has heard that on many occasions. I think it's tough now. You'll come to an interview, you leave school. Some will fare fairly well on a one-to-one basis. Jess were pretty shy in her interview, to be fair, but sometimes I'll go on gut feeling, and if I think there's potential there, then I'll go for it. But the main thing is the attitude side of things, having that work ethic. Too many times people overlook the fact of how important it is to turn up on time and turn up every day, and that's quite rare sometimes. So it's going into it with your eyes wide open. Yeah, we all want to be happy at work, but it's just the enthusiasm and that va-va-voom. Have some initiative and make things happen for yourself. It won't always just be down to the employer to make that happen.
Very good. I suppose it doesn't matter how good you are in your job. If you're not there, you're no good, are you? A little bit like school, isn't it? If you're not there, you're missing out, aren't you? So I think some of these things, that's interesting, isn't it, with the that kind of looking right, being enthusiastic, do your research, going with a smile. But even the shy people get jobs because it's our job and some of these other people's jobs as interviewers and employers to look a little bit deeper than what they see on day one when you turn up for the interview. So another question, anybody? My friend here at the front.
How stressful is an apprenticeship?
Whoa, that's an interesting one. It depends how stressful your boss is sometimes. Is your boss, how much stress your boss puts on you? Come on then, because not every day is fantastic, is it? Let's be honest. What's the stress bits? Come on.
There's a lot of work to be done, but I think the good thing about doing an apprenticeship is you have great managers and great mentors within the organisation you're in, and the knowledge and skills that they can pass on to you make it a lot easier. So I think doing an apprenticeship is difficult. It's hard, it's long hours, and you have to do a lot of work at home as well, out of your own time.
So a lot of you go to the gym and stuff, don't you, and you do sport. Have you heard that thing, no pain, no gain? Sometimes you've got to try a little bit harder, especially when you're an apprenticeship. You know, when it's one of those difficult lessons and you can't really get it and it's difficult. That's a little bit like an apprenticeship sometimes, isn't it? It's not, you know, it's about learning. Cabinet making, that must be stressful. But you've got some big thumbs when you hit it with hammers and what goes on there.
Yeah, I've had a few injuries, but I didn't find my apprenticeship too stressful because the college, they came to me, so, and it were every 6 weeks, so I would just work in like a normal job, just being taught on the job, and then the work wasn't too difficult. I had a bit of homework to do, but it wasn't too bad.
Oh, a bit of homework, that's interesting. You get homework in apprenticeships as well. Do you get homework?
Yeah.
A lot of homework.
Do you? You see, do you get homework, Jess? Great. I love homework. Ridiculous. Right, next question. Oh. Right, I'll tell you what we'll do now, we'll show another video and then we'll crack on. All right, nearly done. Fantastic.
RSM got involved with the Leeds Manufacturing Festival because we have a lot of manufacturing clients in the Leeds region. We're heavily involved in the sector and it's the right thing to do.
For us, it's about futures, it's about talent pipelining. So if we're talking to young people now and the influencers around those young people, it makes sense to be involved and share a few of the contacts and a bit of the love.
We have an office here in Leeds and we also have a manufacturing sector with a number of manufacturing clients. The LMF gives us the opportunity to be able to support something that is tackling some of the big issues that manufacturers are having, such as the skills gap.
This is a fantastic opportunity for the college. We know manufacturing is a huge growth and it's an area that we need to service, and we need to make sure that the youth of today are trained to get them ready for the new opportunities that are available in the Leeds city area.
Young people need to know that manufacturing is a great sector that has brilliant career opportunities for them to take on in their futures.
We do some amazing things in Leeds, but nobody talks about it because we don't see it happening. Leeds Manufacturing Festival is absolutely key if we want Leeds to continue being one of the great manufacturers in the world.
It's a great showcase for your business. From what we've heard, Graham's brilliant at trying to help you get the most out of the festival, and it's a good thing to do for the region.
If we can change some people's perceptions of manufacturing, if we can get some people talking about manufacturing, being excited and enthused about manufacturing, it's really important. Of course it is.
Let's work together to really brighten the prospects for employers and young people in our region. Thank you very much.
It's back in the room. Here we go. Welcome back to Leeds Manufacturing Live 2019. It's getting good, this, isn't it? Right, okay. So, right, Dragon's Den in reverse. Remember, Alan Sugar, Deborah Meaden. Who are we now? Go on. Right, next question.
How do you think Brexit will affect your companies and companies across the UK?
You had to say it, didn't you? You had to say it, right. Brexit, so I suppose is it about people that are exporting, people that are employing people from our other European neighbours? So Go on, what's giving you a shaky leg, Mr. Black?
It is going to be a difficult period for us all, and especially in manufacturing, I think. And depending on which side of the fence you're on,
Right.
or where you're selling to. So our business, we export a lot to the European Union. What we have done since the vote, we've progressed and gone out to various other parts of the world. So now Japan, which we never dealt with until 3 years ago, we've approached that market, and that is fastly becoming our largest market. So I think all manufacturers, no matter what sector you're in, you are used to ducking and diving. There's always something going on. So what you do need to do is you need to think out of the box. And because you're in a manufacturing, and most manufacturing businesses are very innovative, and whether that's to do with the product or whether the markets that they're in, you start looking at different sectors and different areas to go to, so you offset it.
It's funny that, isn't it? 'Cause I think what we've seen, especially as a recruitment business, we just see people working a little bit harder now. They're working a little bit harder and a little bit faster. So none of us know, do we? Do you think Brexit, as an apprentice, have we thought about Brexit in your role?
I know within our company, a lot of the work at the minute, roughly about 60% is export. It's not too bad for us in that the majority of that export is going outside of the EU. The only potential concerns that we have is sort of the supply of goods coming into the company that we're using to create our products. However, for the most part, the directors have done a good job taking a look at that, seeing what projects we've got in the pipeline, what we're expecting to come in, what sort of units we need to get out, and putting steps in place to sort of have a procedure and have a backup if we do have any sort of lacking supply further down the line or any delays. We've got things in place to sort of deal with that.
Right, so you're not just sat there waiting. Your firm are doing something about it.
Absolutely,
and they're ready for whatever happens. Because none of us know, do we? How exciting. I kind of like opening. It's like opening a present, isn't it? You don't know what's going to be inside it. Next question, anybody? Hello.
Is your sector currently growing or in decline? And if so, what are you going to do to adapt?
Whoa, who gave it? That's a really clever question. Right, so is your sector in decline or is it growing? And if so, if it's in decline, what are you doing about it?
We obviously make things for hospitals, and actually worldwide healthcare is growing. It grows at about 8% per year worldwide. In the UK, we hear about the NHS and troubles with spending, and actually in markets in Western Europe, it's a fairly mature market. But worldwide, healthcare is a massively growing market, and as James said, we're about 60% export. So definitely a growing market, and all of our plans are about growing our business. So we're quite lucky in that respect.
Quite so Graham, I know your products and what you do goes. How many countries is your product going to?
Well, last year my brother was counting up. He said 72 last year.
Right.
72 different countries.
Okay, so we can't fall out with 72 people, can we? Really? And as long as they're doing something to adapt. I know that you've gone from a certain kind of lighting to LED lighting, haven't you, in your product, which is a massive. How you've changed and adapted.
Yeah, I think the world changes all the time. And that's one of the great things about manufacturing. You were talking about things like Brexit. When we have a problem, we all get together. It wasn't just the directors. It was actually we had a team of the different people that we thought could help us plan for Brexit and look at all the different problems we might have. And we thought it much as we treat a manufacturing problem. Look, we've got a problem. What we're going to do about it? We all get together as a team and we work out a plan. Great. So it's the same with developing new products, developing new markets. It's all that working together.
I suppose manufacturing, Leeds in this region was sort of the nucleus of the Industrial Revolution, wasn't it? We talked about Leeds being a city of 1,000 trades. It really is. So who knows what a vinyl record is? You can. If I'd have asked you that 5 years ago, you probably wouldn't have known that. Okay. So Chris, that's an ideal example of building, because Chris makes jukeboxes. Do you know what a jukebox is? Anybody? Yes, some people do, Chris. Yeah. So how you're a prime example of something that was kind of almost obsolete to something that's really coming in fashion again.
Yeah, I mean, our business has been going 40 years, and when it was set up, all music was played on vinyl records and had been done for 100 years. Within 4 years of the business opening, CD came out. Then within another 8 years, digital came out. We've gone full circle, so we're now building vinyl again. But that's the fun of manufacturing. Like Graham was saying, it's you're always at, no matter what industry you're in, you'll be at some kind of cutting edge, and things are changing. So there's always something being developed. There's always another thing to look towards, and that's the exciting thing. You're not just going in to sit behind a desk every day. If you really get a buzz out of thinking ahead or being part of a solution, manufacturing's fantastic.
It's about being of the fashion as well, isn't it? Sometimes when depending on what's here and now, and people have got to adapt. We've all got to adapt. Okay. Another question.
Are machines going to take all our jobs?
Of course they are. What are you doing sat here? I don't know. That's an interesting question, isn't it? Is it? Go on.
Well, look, no, I think the jobs are just changing. Some of the jobs that you might have seen happening 20 years ago, our business was formed half a mile up the road from here, and I used to come out on a lunchtime and see all the big foundries, which, yeah, they've gone. But you go around some fantastic plants now, so yes, there might be 5-axis CNC machines, but you've got skilled people manufacturing it, and it's taken some of the danger out of what used to happen as well.
Interesting. So we know that machines take away the jobs that nobody really wants to do as well, don't we? So the things that you're learning sometimes now, which is about back to your attitude, back to who you are as an individual, how much fun you are, how eager you are to learn and grow, that can never be replaced by a machine. Alice, go on. Then Ben. Alice, then Ben.
Well, I think there's while machinery might take away some jobs, it also opens up new ones, because those machines need to be maintained and fixed by skilled people. So even if they've taken those original jobs, they've created several more being produced themselves and being maintained.
Interesting. Thank you. Ben, what do you think? Is a machine are we gonna have a mechanical Ben?
I think no, nobody would wish that. I think that like Alice says, there's pluses and minuses. Innovations, machines coming about, they'll need maintaining or they need designing. They still need designing. You're still going to have to build them. So even with what we're doing, we can improve our processes, and we can inject a fiberglass part rather than doing it by. We still need moulds, so we've still got to start with a part of building a mould. I think some of the skills, most things in life go in cycles. My nephew's, he went to university. I've been on the university campus longer for gigs. I think he lasted a week. And he came out and he went on to get an apprenticeship as an electrician. Now, I think that's a smart move, because we've not pushed skills and working with our hands for so many years that electricians are in short supply. So he's going to earn good money. Matt, as a cabinet maker or joiner, he's got transferable skills. Modular houses that are getting put together, machines and robots might do them. But maintaining older buildings, you're going to need people that are pretty smart at working with their hands and their head. And it's that problem-solving side of things. So, in answer to your question, machines will take some jobs, but they'll never take.
News for manufacturing, because they make us more profitable as well, don't they?
I think it's a really good question. I think as a manufacturer, we use machines. We're the people who actually put those machines in place. We control those machines. If you're worried about machines taking jobs, manufacturing is a place you ought to be, because we're the people putting in the machines, developing new things, developing new machines. So if you want to rule the world, manufacturing's a place to be.
Oh, that's a good way to come on. Trump that.
Automation, yeah, it's a vital part of industry and a long-term investment. Ben said it won't take over all the jobs. We make 15,000 different products, and to have an automation that can make all those 15,000 variants is a really substantial investment and not possible. So at the end of the day, it's people that put our products together. We employ over 100 people at our site in Leeds. Worldwide, we employ 750 people. All making product, all putting product together, and all the support structure, the design of all those machinery, that automation to do that, the tools. So automations it has to be a part of manufacturing, but it will never solely be the thing that takes over.
It's that people's perception, isn't it, Dave, of what manufacturing is, and they've got a really smart place. In fact, all these guys have got really smart places to work. So, and that wouldn't happen probably without the machinery.
It's modern. Automation's brought, it's modernised factories. It's not what you see, the typical sweatshops, smoke coming out, billowing out the chimneys. It's all modern processes, and that's how automation has changed manufacturing from the Oliver, days of the Oliver to now. Smart people work smarter, engage with your customers, and you use every tool that you've got, and automation is just one of those tools in manufacturing.
Okay, right, we've got one more question. Can we make it a goodie? Go on.
What's the average pay like for an apprenticeship?
Get in, that's what we want, innit? Shows the Wonga. Come on, we're not doing it for nothing, are we? Right, okay. So there's a big difference, isn't there, between starting as an apprenticeship. I remember my first job in a mill, I earned more money than my dad for a week and 2 days. It was the worst job I've ever had, and I was there a week and 2 days, but it paid loads of money. Now, sometimes you've got to start off. So, Dave, just quickly, how much do I earn?
You're looking around anywhere from sort of like £12,000 upwards, which doesn't sound a fantastic amount, but recent minimum wage increases have helped to increase that. What you could be looking at is for companies who are willing to pay a little bit more than the minimum wage to secure better people. So in your first year or two, you're probably going to be looking at somewhere between £12,000 to £15,000. But don't forget, in those early years, you're spending a lot of time learning and developing your skills. That's still quite a lot of money in your pocket, but you should be thinking about what you can earn once you've got your qualifications, what you can go on to be, the type of roles that can be 20, 30, 40, £50,000 upward salaries. But somewhere between 12 to 15 is the figure that you should be looking at.
That's interesting. So, quick show of hands, right quick. Who thinks that having a job that they're really happy in trumps how much money you earn? Whoa, about 50-50. I think we're about right there, but that's interesting, isn't it? So short-term gains or long-term career prospects. Anybody else got some? So I bet you pay loads of money at your place, Graham, don't you? You're in medical.
Yeah, I think actually I'd turn that question around as traditionally apprenticeships, particularly the first years of apprenticeships. The pay is not particularly high because it's a partnership between the individual and the company, and the obligation on the company is to put lots of effort into that young person to help them develop. I think the sensible thing to look for is something that you want to do that's rewarding and that gives you long-term benefit. We've got 6 directors in our business, 3 of those were apprentices. So those guys, their apprenticeship paid off in the long term. In the first year of that apprenticeship, the rates are pretty standard across companies. It's there's a set rate for apprentices. That's not what it's about. It's about finding something you want to do that enthuses you, that gives you a career path, that helps you develop the skills to the best that you can be.
Great. And I'd say stay living with your parents as long as you can as well, because that's another way. Okay, right. That kind of wraps up what we've been doing today. So just in summary, okay. No doubt you'll have another couple of 100 questions to ask. Okay. Ring Chris. I'll give you his personal mobile phone number, okay? But you can always get in touch with him if you've got any burning questions that you've not asked, okay? Now, the conversation, what's going to be happening between now and when you leave school, whether you go straight into an apprenticeship, a traineeship, or full-time employment. You might even go to university. You might go to college. You might win the lottery. That's unlikely, all right? Let me just get over that, okay? But listen, there's no escaping that. Start thinking about what you're going to do when you go into permanent full-time employment. Start thinking about where you want to be, all right? So we're just going to finish up with one more film, and then we're going to say goodbye to everybody.
This is UTC Leeds.
UTC Leeds prepares me for the world of work.
UTC Leeds connects me with employers.
UTC Leeds helps me explore the opportunities in science and maths.
Engineering is the future.
UTC Leeds has more than met my expectations.
UTC Leeds was set up to inspire the next generation of engineers, scientists and computer programmers.
UTC Leeds is an opportunity for students to attend a specialist provision for engineering, manufacturing and STEM subjects.
So our curriculum enables our students to study a combination of the traditional academic subjects married in with our technical qualifications, which makes them unique when applying for university, further education, apprenticeships or employment.
Well, at my old school, engineering wasn't something that was really focused on, and from a young age it was something that I really enjoyed. And here at UTC, with the technology and the machinery, it's something that's really core here.
I would like to be a mechanical engineer, and UTC Leeds is like teaching me how to use the right machines, for example, milling machines, lathe machines. So when I go into the workplace, I already have a start.
You just find out a lot more about yourself, and you can also discover what sort of engineering sector you want to go in. UTC Leeds gives you that opportunity to find out what really gives you that passion and interest.
What makes UTC Leeds different is the employer partners and employer engagement. What makes us really good is that the things that they learn in lessons they can see is relevant to industry.
And what the UTC Leeds is about filling that gap in industry and ensuring the likes of Brain, our neighbours, have the engineers that have kept them going for the last 130 years.
I chose to come here because I've always had a passion for engineering since I was young. I love building and inventing things, and I also love my education because I'm really interested in physics and computing. So when I found a school that could input both aspects of happiness, the things that I loved when I was growing up, I chose to come here.
Whilst we're very proud of our links with local industry, and whilst we're very proud of our links with the local universities, the destinations for our students don't stop there. We have a student that went to Warwick University linked with an apprenticeship at Dyson, and they're very hard to come by.
I'm wanting to go into aerospace because of they've all worked in this industry prior to working here.
I would really recommend people to come here to UTC because it...
Be creative.
Be ingenious.
And be inspired.
Aren't you lucky to come here? Crikey. Should see my school. You what? Honestly, massive, thank you to Leeds Manufacturing. Applause. Help yourself to a towel, and I just say, work hard and be kind to people. Nothing else is important. Good luck, enjoy your weekend. Well done, guys.
Yeah, good on you.